Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Sports Basement. My name is Zach here with Rahman and Ronoldy, and it's an interesting matchup on Thursday night. Cleveland just completely blew out Cincinnati 24-3.
Yes,
and
yes.
Andy Dalton, three interceptions, 89 yards, and unfortunately I had Andrew Luck on my team and he didn't play. So I had to put in Andy Dalton, and look what I get. So, what you guys think?
Fantasy, but I'm not. I actually heard something pretty funny when I was watching the postgame show. Brian Hoare, they had him on the show, on the postgame show, and Deion Sanders says, "I didn't know which one of the quarterbacks out there was the $100 million quarterback because Brian Hoyer played a phenomenal game and Andy Dalton played like crap, absolutely terrible out there, and we all picked Cleveland. Surprise, surprise, we actually all picked Cleveland.
Yeah, just lucky, I guess. Maybe.
I don't think that was lucky. that was. I saw that coming from a mile away.
No, we don't. We should not talk about Indianapolis this week.
We already talked about them, so too bad.
It's a bye week right now.
It's a bye week. We still got Indianapolis in. Indianapolis Colts. Okay,
Next
we
game.
Let's go. First game coming up this Sunday. I believe it's in London.
No,
Jacksonville? Is
well,
it Jacksonville?
yeah, you can. We'll go with that. We'll go with that one first.
Okay, all right.
It's Dallas and Jacksonville in Wembley Stadium.
Romo
This
is
is the third
supposed to play.
game. This is the
Romo
third game.
is supposed to play.
Doesn't matter if Romo's supposed to play or not. Dallas is gonna win that game.
Romo makes a difference.
Dallas. I picked Dallas.
I'm still picking Dallas. How do you stop that offense, high powered, especially with Romo in the
They're gonna get the W up in London.
And there's no way in the world Blake Bortles is pulling that off.
Yeah, very true. Next game we have Kansas City and Buffalo.
It's a tough one. It's really a tough one. What do you think, Ramon?
I'm actually going with Kansas City here.
Why's that?
Just because I don't know. I just feel like they're the better team in this matchup.
So you're gonna go with Kansas City, Zach, and you're gonna pick.
I'm gonna go with Kansas City. I don't believe in Kyle Orton just yet.
Okay.
He's had some pretty good games this year, but it's Kyle Orton. I mean, come on, really?
Really? Yes.
And Ronaldo's gonna pick Buffalo
I'm
because
picking
he
Buffalo.
has to be
I
different.
know it because he has to be different.
I don't think that has to be different. I just see it like this.
Are you gonna pick the guy? We'll get there.
The Chiefs had a great, whatever you want to say, game against the Jets. They played a bad team. They capitalized on a lot of turnovers.
Did you pick the Jets last week?
No, I did not. They capitalized on a lot of turnovers. Buffalo does not turn the ball over as much as the Jets do. That's not going to happen again. And Buffalo will win this game. Kyle Orton, do I believe he's an elite quarterback? No, it's not even close. But can he get the job done? Yes, and we know that already.
I'm not sold.
Picking Buffalo.
Next, we have Miami and Detroit.
Yikes. Miami's listed as one of the top nominees for number one defense in the NFL. I mean, they've been playing
very well last year.
And so is Detroit.
They've been playing really, really well football, both teams, and that's a tough one. That's gonna be the game of the week, I think.
Oh yeah, that's something special.
You know what? I think Detroit, simply because Calvin Johnson's coming back, I think he's gonna play a huge factor in this game. I honestly believe so, and I believe Detroit defense doesn't really have a problem right now. But I just think, hey, Calvin Johnson's back. I think he's gonna have a big game against a really, really tough Miami team. I mean, it's gonna be a close one. I'm thinking like maybe 24-21, somewhere around those lines. But I just think Lions get it only because Megatron and they're home.
Rahman, who do you think?
I was gonna pick Detroit as well, just because Miami was looking good. The last few weeks, it doesn't mean that they're all of a sudden such a great team.
Right.
So I'm gonna pick Detroit because I feel like they just look better to me.
What do you think, Ronoldy?
Yep. And
with Calvin Johnson coming back.
I believe that Calvin Johnson is a difference maker, but he's not going to make a difference in this game.
Really?
Dallas. Dolphins are going to make it's tough on Matthew Stafford. We already know who they're going to have to lock up. He's coming back. Calvin Johnson's coming back, so they're going to have a couple guys on him. They're going to stop him. They're going to get stops. And Ryan Tannehill has been absolutely phenomenal in the last 3 weeks of football. This guy's been playing lights out. 3 touchdowns last week. They beat a great San Diego team. They beat them badly. It was 37-0. That's unheard of. I think Miami's going to carry this momentum and beat a great Detroit team.
So that's Miami. All right. And next we have San Francisco and New Orleans.
Another game where it's just they're 2 4-4 teams, and I mean we've seen their great better days and we've seen their worst days, both teams. But I think the Saints are going to win this simply because the defense sucks, but the 49ers offense isn't really that great either. And I think Drew Brees will probably have a good day, maybe a couple picks, but hey, 3-4 touchdowns at least. maybe about 300 yards. I'm gonna say New Orleans.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this.
Oh
one,
yeah,
Zach.
true. And New Orleans is home too, so that's also a huge factor.
It is a huge
If they were
factor.
away, I wouldn't pick them.
I would pick them even if they were away. I just don't believe in the 49ers right now. They're not the same team. They have the same players, but not the same team. They actually look better roster-wise, but they just don't know how to play together on offense.
Right.
At least, not saying anything bad about their defense, but they don't get the offense moving often. And even though the Saints, like you said, have a weak defense, their offense still puts up points. And last week they looked good against a weak offense in Carolina. They stopped them. Carolina only scored 10 points. Another week
Talking
defense
about the
coming in.
Saints?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Saints stopped Carolina. They only allowed 10 points. They're playing against another weak offense, and I think they're going to get the same results, giving up only 13 points and winning this game with over 30 points. And plus, Jimmy Graham is healthy again. That's going to make a huge difference.
But that was Carolina. I mean, I agree with you 100%, but that was Carolina. I mean, they don't have the best offense either.
Yeah, but when your defense is on the field, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm picking the Saints to beat.
Okay.
That's why I'm picking the
I
Saints.
follow you.
Their defense, Carolina's offense is not as good, and neither is San Francisco's. And obviously, the Saints could step up when it's a terrible offense.
Right. All right.
What do you have, Ramon?
I want to pick the Saints as well, just because. I mean, I'm just going back to the past of this show. I only picked against them once against Dallas, and that makes sense to me. But I feel like New Orleans just looks really good this week.
Right. They do.
And in the season in entirety, like they might not have the best record, but they look pretty good.
They look pretty good. I think they're number one in their division. But San Francisco, they're just the opposite of looking good. They just don't look the way they're supposed to look.
They don't look as complete as they should.
They definitely don't. Next game, Ramon.
It's Tennessee and Baltimore.
Tennessee and Baltimore. I'm just gonna say it. Throw it out there. Baltimore. Simple as could be. Baltimore's the better team. They know how to score points at the right key moments. Joe Flacco starts a little slow sometimes. Sometimes he starts really hot. Either way, the guy can play football. We all know that. Their defense will step up like always, and they're gonna get this win easy.
Rahman?
I'm gonna go with Baltimore as well, just because I feel like Tennessee isn't good this season. They're not
good
at all.
Third
So,
quarterback,
I mean,
what's his name? LSU. Zach Mettenberger.
Mettenberger.
Is he getting his first or second start?
Second
Start. I'm not comfortable picking the young guy who hasn't started all season. I'm definitely gonna, like I said, I pick Baltimore. Who you got?
Mettenberger.
What do you have, Zach?
I'm gonna go with Joe Flacco and the Dirty Birds.
Right.
The Dirty Birds. Okay. Next we have the Pittsburgh and the Jets.
Pittsburgh and the Jets. I'm gonna surprise everybody, and I'm gonna pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's very simple. Roethlisberger's playing great football, and the Jets have a terrible secondary. It's simple as that. When you can throw the ball better than anybody else in the league, and you're playing against one of the worst secondaries in the league, it's simple math. It's simple science. The better team will win. Steelers will take this one and destroy the Jets. I think this is going to be a blowout.
I'm actually afraid for the Jets because with that weak secondary, I believe Big Ben can throw 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, Big Ben is going to completely pick apart that team.
One thing that I do have to say is that don't forget about the Jets' defensive line.
Yeah, they might get to him, but
they're going to get to him. They're going to come to play. They're not, but they can't be on the field for 40 minutes of a 60-minute game. That just doesn't work. If they're going to be tired.
Ben Roethlisberger isn't scared. He's not scared.
Roethlisberger's not scared.
Nobody's not scared.
He's so hard to take down. He's arguably the hardest quarterback to take down. Besides, it's between him and Luck, because Luck throws the ball every single time. It really makes me mad because I love seeing quarterbacks get hit, and he just doesn't go down.
Luck gets hurt. Luck gets hit every single game.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Hit and sack are two different things. He gets hit, but he gets rid of that ball. What were you saying, Mom?
I just think, Ben Roethlisberger, Big Ben, he shown that he's not scared of anything. Especially as of late, he's showing that he's completely, not scared of anything. And it's pretty much on his shoulders
and it's
as of right now.
Very good football. I love watching them right now. They're a scary team.
They really are.
So, are we all in agreement? Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Next, we have Atlanta and Hotlanta and Tampa Bay.
This is a divisional matchup. It will be tough because it is division, and I'm still going to go with Atlanta. Already, Lovie Smith, a great coach, historically, he had a great run with the Bears, is already on the hot seat, which is surprising, but not really. When you can't get a team going the way you want it to go, might not be his fault, personnel problems. Tampa Bay is just bad. They're just a bad football team. They have injuries. They don't know what to do right now. I'm going with Atlanta.
I'm gonna go with the ATL as well. Just because Tampa Bay just doesn't look.
They don't
good
impress anybody.
They're really disappointing.
Lennon is good though.
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay on this one.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. Well, for two reasons. One, they're home, which it doesn't really make a difference to me, but I guess this year kind of does. But in two, I just think it's gonna be like one of those surprise games that you think Atlanta should win by 10, 15 points, but Tampa Bay comes to play. I mean, these two teams have been terrible all throughout the year.
Yes,
I think Tampa Bay can and will take advantage of that.
Wow. I actually like what you're saying because I love divisional matchups. And one thing I hate is when you got a bad team in the division and a really good team or a mediocre team or even another bad team, you expect the team that might be a little better to get the edge and absolutely destroy. But that's usually never the case in divisional matchups. You don't really see a blowout unless one team has turnovers like Cincinnati did against the Browns. Divisional matchups are usually tight. And I actually like that you picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though I still have Atlanta, and I think they're actually going to kill them.
Next game. Oh, sorry.
Next we have the Broncos and the Raiders.
Raiders.
The Broncos and the Raiders. I'm going to easily pick the Broncos.
The way you just said the Raiders, was way more scary than the Raiders have looked all season.
Well, the Raiders they are going to be a team to beat, mark my words, in 2 to 3 years because their young quarterback is good. He's really good.
You can put a laugh emote in that?
Give him some weapons.
Huh? Put the laugh emote in that? After you just said that joke?
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm just telling you.
Inside joke.
The Broncos will win this game. It's simple. They're better. They're faster. They're stronger. More receivers. Defense is mediocre, but they can stop somebody. And yes, the Raiders are just terrible.
Throw 4 touchdowns, and Peyton Manning's going to throw 4 interceptions, and then I woke up. But no, the Broncos are going to blow out the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders that are 0-9 or 0-10, or who gives a crap anymore.
Yeah, really, they're just that bad.
Actually, 0-8.
They might be 0-8. I think they had a bye week.
0-8, yeah, they had their bye week already.
Doesn't matter. 0-9 because they lost their bye week.
We all have the Broncos. We don't even want to elaborate on this one. Next game.
We kind of did. I'm just saying.
Next game.
Next game.
The Rams and the Cardinals.
Best game on TV.
Really?
Arguably the best game on TV. Surprising. Surprise. I think the Rams are an underrated team. They have a good young quarterback. He's a rookie. People forget that. People think that he actually was a backup for years. No, this guy's a rookie. Third string quarterback playing great football. He always comes up, always plays. And their defense. No. Sean Hill's hurt. Their quarterback right now is Austin Davis.
I think it's the other way around.
No.
Really?
Austin Davis is their quarterback. He's a rookie. He is a stud. This guy's going to be their future. Sam Bradford is out. He is in. And this is going to be the turning point of their franchise. That being said, I think they're going to give the Seahawks. Is it the Seahawks? The Cardinals. A run for their money.
And the Cardinals are going to take that money and kick them in the nuts and win that game.
I think the Cardinals will win this game in a tight one, though.
The Cardinals are going to win this game.
It's not going to be high scoring.
It'll be a
13-10.
Like I've said in pretty much every single other sports podcast we did, the Cardinals are literally the only complete team left in the NFL.
Complete?
In my mind.
Complete? I don't think complete.
I think they're pretty complete.
I just think their record makes us think they're complete. They're not complete, Rahman. The reason why I say they're not complete is because one day their defense could be outstanding and their offense could be great and be terrible. And the next day, their offense is great, and their defense is terrible. They don't play together, usually. Usually when one's on, the other's off. That's not completeness. But once they get that down pat...
Sounds like the Yankees.
They'll be nice. Yeah.
Pitching's great. Batting sucks. Batting's great. Pitching sucks.
Who you got in this game, Zach?
I was about to say I got the Yankees. What did we say, the Cardinals in?
Cardinals in St. Louis.
I said the Cardinals in.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you said Cardinals? I didn't hear you. Sorry, man.
Next we have the Giants and the Seahawks.
Okay, before we go on any further, you two just suck. You two do. You picked the Giants over the Colts. How dare you? How dare you pick the Colts to lose against the Giants? How dare you?
When you see Tom Coughlin's career after bye week,
he's gonna have a stroke on the sideline if you don't get a win sooner or later.
That is true, and this might be the game
the Giants have gone through worse.
Stroke because Seahawks will win this game. They had nothing. Like I said 2 weeks ago.
Trouble, don't they?
Like I said 2 weeks ago. the Giants have nothing to surprise themselves. If you can't surprise yourself, how are you going to surprise other teams? They just don't have that other guy. Victor Cruz was that surprise. Even though he wasn't surprised anymore, he still did crazy things on the field. Now they don't have that guy. Odell Beckham Jr. is young. He still has to learn the offense after being hurt. This is going to be another rough one for the Giants. Seahawks will win this game.
The Hawks got a little bit of chemistry from other team, don't they?
Yeah, after giving away Percy Harvin, you started hearing the locker room troubles for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Which I don't think will be a problem in this game against the Giants.
You sure about that?
Positive.
All right, I'll pick the Seahawks too. I'm convinced.
Got the Seahawks. And
Rahman, the Giants fan, who are you gonna pick? You gonna pick the Giants? You gonna pick the Seahawks?
I'm gonna pick Seattle. I feel like
it's just time.
It would be super shocking if we win this game.
It will be great for you, but it doesn't look like it's in your favor.
It would, but I feel like even if we win this game, it's not going to mean much. Just because it'll be a win.
It will mean something because you guys still have divisional games to play, and the NFC East is always tight. It will mean something. Just you have to win, but I don't think you're going to do that. Next game.
Next we have the historical matchup of Chicago and Green Bay.
Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Where are we playing? Where are we playing? Where are they playing in this game?
Lambeau,
and that is where my decision is made. Green Bay will win this game, not because of this or that, but because of Lambeau. Lambeau Field is historical. They win a lot. Aaron Rodgers just loves that place, and I know why. The fans are crazy there. They love their Packers. It's all they have there. Packers will win this game.
Week 4, the Packers picked Chicago apart.
Oh yeah,
and I feel like they're going to do the same here.
They definitely did. And that's why
because this Chicago team is worse than the Chicago team that was before.
Chicago is so good.
The team themselves hasn't changed, but they have.
It doesn't make sense, but they're so good.
Players-wise, the team hasn't changed, but the way they're playing, that's completely changed.
There might be an answer that why Chicago's so bad. Secondary. Their secondary's hurt so bad. They're only good players in their secondary.
Is Kyle Fuller still in?
No. Yeah, they're rookie. They're rookie corner. That's sad. When your rookie's your best player on your defensive side, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
But he's pretty good.
Maybe your drafting is great, but your free agency looking bad. So that's why I got to go with Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers is going to have a field day again.
Go Pack, go!
There you go.
All right. Monday night we have Carolina and Philadelphia.
Carolina and Philadelphia. Well, I'm going to let you guys pick your teams first before I get into
all those games really quick? Wow. All right.
I'm going with Philly.
So you're going with Philly. You going with Philly, Ramon?
Yeah.
All right. Zach?
Like I said, Philly needs to win games. Especially right now because Tony Romo's back. They can't lose games anymore because of their division.
Tony Romo isn't on the Philadelphia Eagles, Ramon.
Well,
talking about Cowboys rivalry.
Yeah,
it's a close race.
I'm talking about the division. They have to
win their division.
Close race.
Philly.
All right. Zach has Philly. Well, as you guys all know, who keeps up with the show, love the Jets with a passion. 2009.
What does that have to do with anything?
Let me continue my story. 2009, we let go Brett Favre, and we had the number 5 pick in the draft. With that pick, we picked Mark Sanchez out of USC. That's where he's coming out of. This is where my decision is made for this game and for the rest of the season. Mark Sanchez is now the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, as I predicted earlier in the season, but we didn't have the show then. Mark Sanchez will carry this team to the playoffs. Mark Sanchez will do his thing. By thing, I mean play well, exceptionally well, contract year well. He's going to have a phenomenal game. They will win this game. This is his offense. This is what he has wanted his whole entire career. It's like a gift from heaven. Mark Sanchez, take it. I hope you do well with it. Go win this game because I got you. Eagles will win this game. Let's go Eagles.
So that's enough for
football.
Let's go to the NBA now.
For the NBA, sorry, Rahman, to cut you off, but I'm going to take over for this right here. We're not going to do any picking of the NBA games. There's 82 games in the regular season. There's games almost every night. We're not going to do that. We're just going to talk what we see, who we think is good, top 5, power ranking, stuff like that. We're just going to get into sports talk with the NBA. So who wants to start it off?
Right now, let's just talk about the teams that still don't have a loss to their record. Houston, Memphis, and Golden State.
Houston, all right. Since you brought up those teams, who do you think? I'm gonna put a bullet question out. Who do you think is the best team out of those three? All in the West, by the way.
I'm just gonna go straight for it. Golden State.
All right.
I feel like their starting lineup just has a lot of weapons that they can use. Especially, the Splash Brothers being there,
Yep.
Iggy being there,
Yep.
David Lee,
The bench
Andrew
is
Bogut.
deep. The bench is deep.
Bench is pretty
I
deep.
agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Who's that
Klay
guy?
Thompson, this guy, when he got his contract, I was thinking it was well deserved. It was deserved. This guy, he drops almost 30 points on average as of late.
Oh, Harrison Barnes is starting.
Harrison Barnes starts in. He starts.
my bad.
He's a part of the starting five. Draymond Green is a part of the starting five as well now. David
Lee's out.
Lee's been out, but the night that he came back, he was not starting. Not starting anything up in their locker room. It's just that Draymond Green gives them a better opportunity with the starting team. He's more elusive. He's fast. He's quick, and he can make great cuts. He's going to be a good
And
thing.
he can shoot a little bit so they can spread the floor
True.
early, which is very key for them, especially because they have so many weapons for the
Right.
3-point line.
Right. But
Harrison Barnes can shoot a little bit. Andre Iguodala can shoot a little bit. Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson don't have to talk about them. And
You definitely
shooting
don't.
threes.
Those guys can do
It's
it all.
applied.
And Klay Thompson goes two ways. He plays defense and offense. The guy is great.
That's very.
Who do you think in this, Zach? Who do you think is the best team out of the three undefeated teams in the NBA right now?
Who are they?
It's Memphis, it's the Houston Rockets, and it's the Golden State Warriors.
Answer's simple. Memphis.
You know what?
Memphis Grizzlies.
That's my second.
Zach Randolph, Marcus
Right.
Gasol,
Yep.
the new addition to the Memphis Grizzlies, my boy Vince Carter. The Vince Carter.
And they play defense.
And
Tony Allen.
Mike Conley? Is that
Mike
Conley,
Conley,
Tony
yep.
Allen.
There you go. And is it Tony or Tim Allen?
Tony
Allen? Tim Allen's the actor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony Allen. They play defense, man.
Tony Allen
this is
actually
this is
starting
all
over
right.
Vince Carter.
This is
They have Courtney Lee too. Somebody.
Yes.
Courtney Lee's kind of
Courtney
actually
Lee.
underrated in my opinion.
He really is, but it's because he gets hurt a lot. What
He
were you gonna
does.
say,
He
Zach?
really does.
this is a championship season or bust for the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the year. This is their year. I believe that
Wow.
they're going to go out, get 55, 60 wins. This is their year.
I personally don't believe that because they don't have as deep of a bench as
Doesn't matter.
the Warriors.
Speaking
That's
of
somebody that's
your
gonna
prediction,
stop them.
which I do respect predictions because they're bold. I think even if you take an undefeated team and say they're going to win, it's still bold to do because it's early in the season. Rahman, we were talking before. Rahman was saying the Clippers are the best team, and I said I don't agree with you because they're missing something. I don't know what it is. It's not a player. It might be emotion. They don't have that that passion to win, and it's hard for me to say that because every team obviously wants to win every night. But a team that is sleeping right now that nobody's paying attention to, Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
Those guys only lost one game, and DeMarcus Cousins has been playing lights out.
Very true.
Against the Clippers, they beat the Clippers. Against the Clippers, this guy scored 34 points, had 17 rebounds. That is why he's there. He was drafted for that reason.
I just want to go back to the Clippers real quick.
Right.
Why I think they're my favorites for the West.
They have no flaws.
We obviously see the big three over there, which I believe the big three, and I think everybody will agree with me. CP3, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan.
Right.
Mainly. But the rest of the team can also score and they can also do everything.
They're a great shooting team.
Matt Barnes a little bit, like there's always issues with Matt Barnes, him being ill-advised, taking ill-advised shots, not playing defense as well, fouling a little bit too much, being a little bit too aggressive to the point where he's
getting tossed out of the game. Yes,
getting tossed out of the game. Complete fouls that they shouldn't be giving up.
Right.
And obviously my boy Jamal Crawford, he could hit from anywhere in the court.
Okay.
Let's get real. He can hit from anywhere.
They have no flaws, roster, and the way they score points, but there's something they're missing. They're missing passion. Now, we talked a lot about the West. Let's go to the East. Cleveland's in the East. LeBron's in Cleveland. But they're not looking like
they aren't
that
looking
team.
They aren't looking like what we expected, what everybody expected them to.
But again, it is early in the season, and chemistry is a big part of basketball. If your team is not playing on all cylinders and everybody's not on pace, you will see things like the way it's been going in Cleveland, where they lose games in last seconds to teams like the Jazz. They're good, but they're not good enough to be the championship caliber team.
And they even gave up a comeback to the Knicks, a team where matchup wise and everybody statistically wise and everything like that, on paper, the Cleveland looks like a better team than the Knicks, but the Knicks just played their hearts out in that game.
Knicks came to play, and so did Carmelo in that game. But Cleveland's not looking well. But to me, I'm gonna know you guys. I'm gonna go with Zach first. I want to know what you guys' favorite. Who's your favorite, if not favorite, who's your best? Who do you think is the best team in the East?
I'm going to stay away from the best team. I'm going to go to a dark horse team, and I think it's going to catch you by surprise. The Charlotte Hornets, I believe, is the dark horse team this year.
You know what?
I honestly believe so. It's just, you look at that lineup. I think
Right.
Kid Gilchrist, this is his year. He starts breaking out.
Wow.
I kind of
You
forgot
got-
they were.
You
the
got
Hornets
Kemba
for a
Walker.
second.
Right.
This guy has been good ever since his first game in the NBA. Now you got Lance Stevenson, who just hit a 3-point shot in double overtime to win.
Saw that. And he was
I
Yeah.
mean, he looks like more of a
Right.
looks like more of a leader on that team than anybody does.
really, he really does. He really does. He has experience with the playoffs too, so that's definitely going to
Exactly. So I mean, if Michael
If
Kidd
he-
Gilchrist can step up and be dominant in the paint, this team is going to be great.
And with the help of Al Jefferson,
Exactly.
you know, in front,
Exactly.
they need-
Exactly.
They have a
They-
good
they
dark
have
horse
potential.
team.
They have
They are
a lot of
powerful. They are
potential.
very powerful. They have a lot of potential. Another a team with a lot of potential are the Wizards.
The Warriors.
The W. They are the W team in the East. The Wizards are the team that you have to stay away from because they can get you and sneak up on you and drop 100 points and play great defense. They can get anybody, and they have two big men. They have Gortat and Nene.
Yeah.
Those guys play ball. They are great. Now, my favorite team, the team that I think is the best team in the East, when healthy, the Chicago Bulls. And I don't know how anybody disagrees with me when you just listen to this lineup. You got Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler. I don't know who their small forward is. Pau Gasol and my boy.
Well, no, Jimmy Butler's usually their small forward.
There's somebody else who looks like Charles Boozer.
Joakim Noah, center. That guy, Joakim
Carlos
Noah, plays
Boozer,
with so
what the
much
fuck-
passion.
That's his name, Mike Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy.
He's starting
yes.
as of right now, but I feel like
I think he's gonna hit the bench once Butler and everybody's healthy.
Jimmy Butler's gonna take his
Right.
Take his
It
spot.
is Jimmy Butler's spot to begin with. But Joakim Noah, that guy played with so much passion last year when Derrick Rose went down. Carried his team on his back. Yes, he carried them on his back. He doesn't score many points, but the guy plays defense and he's emotional, man. And if that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what does. They have something special in Chicago, and I think when healthy, they can take it this year.
I think the Bulls are just gonna do very well, like they usually did with Derrick Rose, because they arguably have the best backup bigs in the league. Nazar Muhammad and Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson can do work.
Right.
He's a blue collar player.
Taj
He can do
Gibson,
whatever.
he plays so hard down low. That guy gets so many rebounds and putbacks. The guy, he's a freak of nature. He doesn't look that big. He doesn't look that big, but he's like 6'11". He's like 6'11". It's crazy. He looks like he's a small forward, but he's 6'11". He has crazy athleticism and is strong. Very strong. Another team to watch out for is, not team, but players. Rondo. He's back.
Rajon Rondo. Right now they're 2-3.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to do that. Like, it's
Right.
early in the season. Obviously, you can't make any judgments, but I didn't even expect him to do that.
A lot of players that I'm
'Cause
happy
the Celtics are just so, like completely
Right.
taken out from what they were a few years ago.
A lot of players that I'm happy to be back, but nobody that I'm more to see back in the uniforms than Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is a great center, arguably the best center in the league because he can play defense when he has to.
I don't think that's much of an argument.
Rebound
'cause
and
Brook
score
Lopez.
points.
Brook Lopez plays his role as a center. He plays his role. He plays a role as a power forward,
Yes.
as a scorer, as a rebounder, as a block. He can
But
play defense.
So does Joakim Noah.
But Joakim Noah does not score points consistently.
Joakim Noah
Joakim-
doesn't score points like Brook Lopez can.
There's another great center in the league that I always think about that can give Brook Lopez a run for his money, and his name is DeMarcus Cousins. Like I said, he dropped 34 points in 17 and had 17 rebounds. That's crazy.
Very true.
That is crazy. If he can do that on a consistent basis, which I don't think he can, 34 points, but 20-something points, around 24 points a game, Sacramento's going to be a threat.
There's one other center you're forgetting about in the league that I believe can be consistent, and he does put up big numbers when it matters. The man, Dwight Howard. How do you forget about Dwight Howard? Come
The
on.
reason why I forgot about Dwight Howard is because Dwight Howard made me forget about him. The guy doesn't drop 20 points a game anymore.
No,
he doesn't
he
get 10 rebounds plus a
But
game anymore.
I'd rather.
And
But
he doesn't get 4 blocks a game.
I would put my trust in him though. Like if he was the center, if somebody came up to me and said, "Okay, you're the coach of this team, Dwight Howard's your center," I have my full trust in Dwight Howard.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I would run my offense through Dwight Howard in the post, get double team, and James Harden for the 3 every time. But Dwight Howard's not the same Dwight Howard. He doesn't drop those type of points.
I feel like honestly.
His post game presence is weaker.
Also, I feel like guards and forwards are
Taking
not
over. I think they're taking over.
They're taking over, but also they're not as scared as of Dwight Howard as they used to be.
Yes.
At all.
I remember
you see people driving into him all the time, and he fouls them. He fouls people.
He has nothing else to do.
And every single team has one strategy that they can play against Dwight Howard. It's called Hack a Howard. Just hack him, foul him, get him to the line. He can't do anything there.
All right, we're really running out of time. We're trying to make this into 2 videos, not 3. So I'll just close out the show here. Any last remarks? Any
Portland? That's all I have to say.
Football,
Enough said.
basketball,
Portland.
football, hockey.
Trailblazers. They're going to do great.
That's all I'm saying. You can close the show now, Zach.
All right, let me close the show. 1 sec. This has been another great episode of the Sports Reason. My name is Zach here with Rahman and Ronoldy. We'll be here next time.